Go.
My name's Gina Cameron, and I'm with the San Diego Coalition for Peace and Justice. The Coalition for Peace and Justice started 10 years ago when the first bombs were dropped in Afghanistan, and for the last 10 years we've been organizing anti-war rallies, drown the drone rallies, teach-ins to explain the struggle in Palestine, and countless, too many to count, anti-war rallies. And we're here today to join with the 99% of people who recognize that we can no longer be complacent. We kind of get what the game is, the 1% of the people that control the wealth, and we demand an end to the wars. We demand an end to the cutbacks in education. We demand health care for all, and many other social justice movement things. Sorry, I'm running out of energy.
I understand. It's been a busy morning for you.
Yeah.
How did the coalition come to reach out to the Occupy movement? Was there a moment of outreach to just kind of see what's going on and join in? How did that go?
Well, I think some of the people from the coalition came down to the Occupy San Diego area. Well, a week ago yesterday, there were about 2,000 people in the march, and we were definitely part of that. And Occupy San Diego, the Coalition for Peace and Justice, Education for All, and Activist San Diego put together the rally that was in Balboa Park a couple of hours ago.
We'll wait out the cheer. One thing that struck me was that there's been multiple instances today where struggles of the immigrant community and the indigenous people community, those have explicitly been named as part of the struggle. Could you talk about the integration of those into the greater movement, and how, was there a dialogue? Was it something that, who brought that up initially, I guess, is the question?
Well, anybody who understands the history of the United States knows that one of the very, very biggest movements in our history was the Civil Rights Movement. And African American people have been in the forefront of the liberation movement for decades. And a couple of years ago, there was one of the largest marches ever in the U.S. was the March for Immigrant Rights. There were hundreds of thousands of people across the country who marched for immigrant rights. And as we know, people of color have been one of the hardest hit groups in this last recession, depression, because of the fact that their standards of living have been slashed enormously. And so bringing all, and of course, the Native Americans and the genocide that they suffered years ago, and their history as a people, all those groups have to be recognized, brought together, included, put to the forefront of our movement. It just is. We would be completely ignorant of history if we didn't do that, and so I think it's a very, very important part of what we have to say.
How would you characterize the relationship between the coalition and Occupy San Diego? Is it an official alliance, or as close to official as you can get?
Well, I don't know how official it is. I really can't speak. I know there's people that are in the coalition that are also occupying San Diego. I think Occupy San Diego is its own entity, and the Coalition for Peace and Justice, like I said, has been around for 10 years. So there's definitely going to be some interplay there, and a lot of common ground.
There have been no formalized demands, of course, but has there been discussion about what happens from here as far as the relationship between your two groups?
Well, you know, the issue of the war is certainly an issue that brings together the question of what's been going on with the economy, because of course the government always finds money for war. I mean, and yet they continue to say there's no money for jobs, no money for education, and so those issues are completely linked. In terms of what the organizations are going to do to collaborate in the future, I think it's going to just sort of be it's going to be an organic thing that grows and changes. Don't know exactly how that's going to flesh out, but certainly our demands are very, very similar. Yes.